Shalom, shalom, family. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace. Y'all climb on in. I know I'm a little late today. You know what I'm saying? Just got done praying with the assembly. It was beautiful. Hallelujah for that. Y'all climb on in. Y'all see what we got on the board today. Your environment is the key to healing. Your environment. I want to talk about the environment today. I most definitely want to talk about cooked food versus raw food. And I want to talk about animal protein. But I really want to talk about the environment, y'all. So y'all climb on in. Climb on in. Climb on in. I know I'm late. Forgive your brother. But hey, I had to get my prayer on with my brother assembly, man. So, all praises. Shalom, shalom. Y'all climb on in. I'm gonna wait for a few people to get in. So look, we're gonna talk about the environment. How important is the environment to your healing? And a lot of people have been asking me about cooked food versus raw food. So we're gonna get into that first. We're gonna talk about cooked food versus raw foods first. And we most definitely got to talk about meat. I was on a radio station. I was on a couple of radio stations yesterday. And when you're on a radio station, you can't say, when you on them live airs like that, you can't pretty much say what you want to say. Things got to get, kind of watered down. And y'all know I ain't the watered down type of person. So I know it came off like we ain't get to talk too much. So I want to address that as well, because a lot of people hit me up like, Yaki, you broke it down good, but you usually be going for the tops. And it's like, look, I can't do that on other people's platforms. But on this platform, we going the uncut raw truth is finna get told. So first I want to talk about cooked food versus raw food. I'm gonna let a couple more people climb on in. And look, let's talk about it. And your environment. Your environment is very important while healing. So cooked food versus raw food. This is the reason why when you have viruses or you have bacteria or viral loads, I put you on all raw fruits. The reason why is because the electricity, the vitality of the food is way much higher than when you cooking it out. Now, the thing about cooked foods, if it's cooked alkaline food, it don't mean that it's bad for you, because no matter, the thing about energy is you can, like, for instance, we cook most of our herbs before we give it to y'all, whether it be alcohol, 100%, 50% alcohol, 100 proof. You see that? So we have to cook the tinctures to make it strong. When we doing our tonics, we cooking that on the stove. We adding alcohol to that or some type of solvent to that. And notice people are still healing from HIV, from full-blown AIDS, from herpes, from syphilis, from diabetes. And these are actually cooked vegetables. Y'all realize that herbs are nothing but vegetables, right? So y'all see us cooking foods and then we still see healing from them. But as far as the astringent process when it comes to your fruits and your vegetables, eating them raw as an actual food and not taking it as a medicinal purpose raw, and the reason why is because you getting it firsthand. Now, when you look in the environment and you look at nature, right? If you look out nature and you look out to the gorilla, you don't see the gorilla cooking his food. You don't see the lion cooking her food. You don't see the chimpanzee cooking a food. The elephant, when you look in the jungles of Africa, you don't see nobody cooking a food. They get their food and they eat it while it's raw. Why is that? It's because that's the highest that you get at its electromagnetic spectrum. So whenever you cooking, you're not cooking all the electricity up out of it, but it doors down. And if y'all go on my website, I got many different pictures showing y'all that when you see a raw piece of broccoli, which I don't recommend eating because broccoli is GMO, but you see it raw, you see it cooked. And when it's in its raw form, its raw state, the electricity and the spectrum of it is way higher than it is when you cook it. But I'm not against cooking food at all. Dr. Sabi been cooking alkaline food at Usha Village for many years now and getting rid of so many different diseases. I'm not a raw food eater. Is most of my diet raw? Yes, it is. But I love an alkaline cooked meal every single day. I at least have an alkaline cooked meal at least once a day. Now, everything I eat around it throughout my day do be raw though. But notice these are things are still healing the body. Cooked quinoa. Cooking things inside of grapeseed oil. So even though you so-called destroying the outer appearance of the food, you're not destroying the electricity or the energy of the food. Energy cannot be destroyed, y'all. If it's a real herb, you can't destroy it. We grind the herbs up. We mush them. We beat them to a pulp. We put them in capsule form. We put alcohol on it. And the stranger put all the phytonutrients out of them. We make tinctures out of them. We make tonics out of them. We make tea infusions out of them. We put them out in the sun to sun dry them. We take them wet, then we pull the barks from the tree from Africa, from Jamaica, and we dry them all up into a shivery shell. And it's still electrical and it's still healing people. So all this cooked food versus raw food and all of that, I'm not an advocate against that. Long as it's alkaline, long as it's non-GMO, and long as it got seeds to it, and long as it's not no meat or no dairy product, you can cook your food. Now, if you healing from major diseases and major viral loads, of course, go all raw and all fruit, because again, the electricity is higher and the astringent property is higher. So yeah, broccoli is most definitely GMO. If you look at broccoli, it's like it's a crossbred between celery and kale. That's why you got that celery stalk at the bottom and the kale like flower structure at the top of it. All right. So if we got some understanding on that, let's get into the lesson. But that's the reason why. Now, let's talk about the environment. A lot of people are mad at me because the Bible was granted to us to eat meat. Okay. In Genesis chapter 9, and they saying, Yaki, how can you be a Hebrew and you say you believe in Torah, but you don't eat meat, and you're an advocate against meat, and you always talking about people that eat meat as sick people? I'm standing on that. Now, before we actually get into the healing part, I want to give y'all a little Bible lesson real quick. If you start reading in the book of Bereshit, in the book of Genesis, when Adam and Eve was in their angelical forms, in their angelical bodies before they fell, before the sin ever entered the garden, what was their diet, y'all? If you go to Genesis chapter 1, it was fruits that was yielding seeds, it was vegetables that was yielding from the ground, and it was herbs. What did nothing die, so you couldn't eat meat. You couldn't eat meat. Then after the sin happened and they got kicked out of the garden, then you see in Genesis chapter 9, after everything flooded, he gave them meat to eat because there was no herbs, there was no fruit, there wasn't anything to eat because everything was drowned in the water. All right, so that's for the people that's saying, well, to eat meat. Well, eating meat is a provision by way of sin. If it never was sin in the beginning, we still would be on an alkaline vegan diet, y'all. Now, if you go to the book of Isaiah, it clearly states in the book of Revelations that when we get back into the garden, what they call the new kingdom, guess what? We ain't gonna be eating meat there either. And now, why is that, y'all? Let's talk about why is that. The reason why it is like that is because this. First off, it is very barbaric to eat meat. What is meat? If I literally slash off a piece of my skin right now and give it to you, that's basically what we're doing when we cutting up animals and eating them. You're literally eating neurotransmitters. If you look at the physical mechanism of a human being, we're not even created to eat meat. I don't have claws. I don't have canines that's longer than 2 inches. My digestive system and my small and large intestines is not 5 feet. Altogether, mine is about 35 feet. So anything that's not a simple amino acid or anything that's not a monosaccharide, which is a simple sugar, is going to stay inside of my system too long and putrefy and then cause me all types of protein and kidney problems, y'all. We are physically, if you look at us physically, we are not genetically made to ingest meat, y'all. And that's just the truth. Do you have claws? Is you walking on all fours? Can you run fast to even catch your food? Notice we have to use certain man-made utensils and weapons just to even catch the meat that we eating. Then, if you look in nature, do you see animals in nature even cooking their food? No, you don't. Now, what we do is we go get the meat, and the meat tastes nasty to us automatically because our biochemical makeup is not made or wasn't created to eat the stuff. So what we do, since we're naturally frugivores and love all types of herbal spices on it to make it taste good. If you are a meat eater and you was created to eat meat, then why do you have to cook it? Why do you have to cook all the blood out of it and then putrefy it and get it real rotten and cook all of that to a pulp, and then you spraying all this grease and putting all these herbal spices on it for it to even taste good for you to digest it? Make that make sense? Make it make sense. It don't make sense at all. Now, the thing about the meat is proteins. It is physically impossible for the kidneys of a humanoid or a human being to digest protein. It's physically impossible. Now, you do have protein in vegetables. This is why I said we are frugivores. We're supposed to be eating more fruits than even vegetables. Now, we're not herbivores. If you look at a chimpanzee and look at any primates like a silverback gorilla, their main diets is what? It's alkaline fruits and alkaline vegetables, bamboo shoots. They love apples, pears. They love bananas. Whenever they need protein to build up a little bit more muscles, they eat things like ants and insects and grasshoppers and stuff like that. But you would never see them eating a tiger. You would never see them eating a chicken. You would never see a primate eating anything that we eating on our table. You would never see that. And that's a primate just like we are primates, up-walking primates. Same biological structures. They just look a little different than us. What do they eat? Fruits, berries, nuts, and melons. That's what you're supposed to be eating, y'all. It is. Now, if you see a lion will track down its prey, hunt it down, and it will burrow their claws into them. It'll rip the flesh apart. They got long teeth, but they can tear through flesh and tear through fur. You see that? They're elongated and they sit low to the ground so they can gain traction while they running. If you look at a lion and you look at any type of carnivore in the jungle, their bodies are chemically made and their biological structure is made for hunting and being predators, for killing fresh meat and eating it. If you look at you, you walk upright. You don't have claws. You have fingernails. Huh? You don't have 4 paws or 4 fingers on your paws. You have 5. You have disposable thumbs. You can do stuff like this. What is these for? This is for peeling. Peeling what? Peeling your fruits, the skin off your fruits to eat them. If you look at your molars, if you look at the way your teeth is made, it's not made anything like a carnivore or omnivore. The reason the molars is in the back of the tooth like it is for a grinding mechanism, because your digestive system literally starts in your mouth. The digestive system of an animal that go and hunt and eat they meat flesh, their digestive system happen in their stomach. Huh? Like if you actually look at the way you're created and look at the way these animals that eat meat are created, y'all don't look nothing alike. Don't share the same chemical makeup and biological structure at all. You've been taught to eat that way by savages. You weren't eating meat when you was in Israel and in Africa. You didn't eat that. You see that? And the animals weren't your pets. You was able to walk alongside of lions and tigers and bears. You was able to walk alongside of hyenas and rub on them and stuff like that. Now all of these things are we making them mannequins to hang up on our walls, or we eating these type of things, and these things are bad for you because you're not made to ingest proteins. The only proteins, and I hate the word protein because whenever they say protein, y'all thinking these are muscle building things. Protein is one of the most dangerous things that the black man and black woman can eat because it's a polypeptide. The only thing that can break it down is acids. So whenever you eat meat, it automatically take your body into an acidic environment because you need hydrochloric acid that's produced by your stomach wall to break down these proteins into monosaccharides or 2 simple amino acid structures to feed your body. So once you eat meat, the time and digestion of that meat, I mean, especially if it's beef or something, that's going to take up to 3 weeks. Huh? Then you're going to eat some fruit or some vegetables behind that. So what the body going to do is going to choose one that's going to break it down. Your body is smart because it was created by Yahweh. So what the body going to do? The body's going to break down the things that's the simplest. So all that meat is going to start putrefying and rotting. Right now, you got hydrochloric acid building up just to keep breaking down this meat to break down the proteins, because the stomach and the body is smart enough to know that if the proteins make it to the kidneys, then your kidneys gonna start failing, because what do proteins do to the kidney? It damages the kidneys. We need simple amino acid structures, y'all. We do. We are prokaryotic cells. We're not eukaryotic cells. We come from single cell organisms. We need simple amino acids to survive and live. Anything complicated than that will literally bring you to disease and make you sick. This is where you get the word pepsin from, or Pepto-Bismol. Hydrochloric acid actually turns into pepsin whenever it's breaking down polysaccharides, and whenever it's breaking down what you call complex proteins and complex amino acid structures. This is where your gas come from. This is where all of that acidic nature come from, where you got acid reflux. Huh? Yes, where you burning ulcers through the lining of your mucosa membranes that lines your stomach. All these things come from proteins. Proteins is one of the most damaging structures known to mankind. What do you think they use for biochemical warfare? HIV, what you fighting? A glycoprotein. Herpes, what are you fighting? A glycoprotein. Cancer. What are you fighting? A glomulation of proteins. Every virus and every disease is a protein. So how is it proteins healthy for us? We see since we started eating meat and since we veered from the diet in the beginning, we've been sick and dying since then. How is y'all not seeing it? How? The only way I'm able to heal anybody, guess what I have to get them off of? The first thing, meats. Get off the protein, animal protein. And then why in the hell would you want secondhand protein anyway when you can cut out the middleman and just eat it from plants and fruits? Notice the only clean, look, when you get to the Bible, the only animals you're able to eat that's clean, notice what they eat. They eat what? Fruits and vegetables. We eat herbivores to get the protein that they eat from, and we can just put the herbivore, the animal, to the side and go straight to the source because they're eating all the bamboo shoots. They're eating all the kale, all these different dark leafy green vegetables. They're eating all these fruits, and then you eat them to get the phytonutrients from the things that they ate. When you just can push them out the way and go straight to the source, which will be what? Fruits, veggies, melons, and nuts, y'all. Is y'all getting what I'm saying? I'm actually speaking some truth here. I'm not rambling on. Proteins is what's killing a black man and black woman. All right? Y'all get what I'm saying? If y'all get what I'm saying, type in some nines and we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. Climb on in. What about powder protein? Yeah, any type of protein is bad for you unless it comes from fruits, vegetables, and nuts. If it ain't coming from a fruit, vegetable, and nuts, it's bad for you. So you have two types of proteins. That's why I hate the word protein. You have simple polypeptides or peptides, and then you have simple peptides called monopeptides. These are just single cells and not a agglomeration of amino acids. These are essential amino acids that you need to build up your molecular structure. Then you have poly, which is many amino acid structures that's put together. These things cannot be broken down unless acidic change or acidic nature take a process in your body. And what I mean by that, when you eat a fruit, you just digest and starch to become glucose and fructose. That starts inside your mouth through your salivary glands, and then it goes all the way down. By the time it gets to your stomach, it's already broken down. So when it gets to the duodenum, your macrophages and your villi that's inside your stomach is ready to take it to your blood capillaries, and then you on it smoking. You instantly get ADT. You instantly get the adenosine triphosphate to have the energy to live your life and move about your everyday life. But when you actually start eating proteins, acid have to break down proteins because your salivary glands and what you have alkalizers that break down alkalis in foods. You're not producing acid in your mouth and in your stomach like a lion or a cheetah would produce. You're going to produce alkaline saliva inside your mouth that can only break down alkaline in food. So the moment that you eat meat, the moment that you eat these foreign proteins or these polypeptides, hydrochloric acid have to be activated by the stomach before it hits the duodenum. Soon as this acid take place, now what happens? An acidic environment take place. Now your whole environment is becoming acidic. So what this does, this changes the molecular structure of the blood. This changes how your digestive process works. Now it's not going to leave the body fast. So then it starts to putrefy, meaning it becomes rotten. Have you ever smelt roadkill? It stink like hell, don't it? Well, guess what? That's what you eating and digesting when you eat an animal. It don't go straight through like a fruit or a vegetable or a melon will. It sits inside of your small intestines and it rots. That's why when you boo-boo, it stank to high heaven. Notice when you're on an all-alkaline diet, it don't stink. See, anything that stink or anything that give off a gassy, moldy smell is acidic. It have to do with death. You're not eating life. That's why we are dying the way we is, because we're adapting a death culture and a death diet. Since when meat been good for anybody? Can't nobody show me that on real scientific papers backed by real scientific research with real scientific sources that show that meat is good. Protein is the most damaging molecule known to mankind. That's what they're using in weapons. That's what they're using for biological warfare. That's what they've been using, putting on all these dietary program charts in our schools. That's what's been killing us. It's proteins. In order for me to heal you of HIV, I have to rid your body, your skin, your lymphatic system, and your blood of what? Protein. If I'm healing you of herpes, guess what? I have to cleanse your mucosal membrane and your cells intracellularly of glycoprotein. Plus, I got to kill that damn hemorrhage worm. Syphilis, guess what's in the brain? Protein. Parkinson's disease, guess what's on the nervous system and in the ganglia nerve? Protein. Alzheimer's disease. What are they giving you through vaccines? Protein. Let's talk about it. Everybody on this protein frenzy and wonder why you still ain't healing or why you sick. And notice people that's on high protein diets. Yeah, it look good because they're stimulized. It'll stimulate the muscles. You get fast reactions out of it. You can cut up quick. I mean, you'll be cut off that protein, but kidneys don't be worth the damn. Can't even pee. Huh? Skin breaking out everywhere. A lot of bodybuilders come to me. A lot of bodybuilders. Well, they told me that protein was good, but now you got stage 3 kidney failure. Your kidneys operating at 20%. Yeah, you look good, my Negro, but boy, you dying on the inside. And you can build that same body off of what? Fruits, berries, melons, and an alkaline diet. You think I'm lying? Just look at the silverback gorilla. He's on an all-alkaline diet, and that's the most strongest, buffest primate I ever seen in existence. You see that? Let's talk about it. Look, when are we going to really relearn? And then let's get to the environment. Y'all coming to me for healing, right? And I'm not getting, well, I am getting on y'all heads. I can. We family. We can talk about it. Y'all coming to me with healing. Y'all get all of my herbs, and then y'all call me and complain because it's not working. Then I ask, what is your environment? And you still in an acidic environment. You have to change the environment, y'all. You have to. Do you realize that we are a spiritual people, which means that we are emotionally connected to our environment? Why do you think when it's stormy and it's glooming outside and it's raining, 2 things happen to you? You get sleepy or you get horny. Huh? When the sun is at its highest potential, you are happy. It makes you want to go outside. Do you see how we are infected by our environment? So when you change your environment, the healing process will go much faster. Quit thinking that you're just a human being and you just meat and flesh. You are a black man and black woman. You connected to anything that exists, whether you can see it visible and invisible. Do y'all understand this? You see what I'm saying? So change your environment. Especially if you on an all-alkaline diet and you healing the HIV. You know I'm going to have you on a high-fruit diet. Ain't no cooking, no nothing. You on strictly raw fruit. Why are you hanging around somebody that's eating cooked food when you know that you're going to get the stimuli for it and then it's going to tempt you? Disassociate yourself with that for a while. Huh? Don't cheat on the diet, then call me complaining, y'all. Please, family. We better than that. We better than that. Hold on. How long does it take for chickens to get out your system? I think meat like that, especially if it's white meat, I say up to 48 hours to 3 days. But chickens is not even real. Chickens was made. It's a crossbreed between a red-winged fowl and a gray-winged fowl. That's where your chickens come from. Chickens are not even they was created by man. Man splicing different fowls together. One from Australia and one from Africa. That's what made your chickens, y'all. A cow is not even real. A cow is a mixture between a bull and another type of creature. Look, what you eating ain't even real food. What you eating is not even real food, family. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Chicken, cows, all these things, no, they're not. These things are not real. These things was created over 500 years ago, but before then, you don't see them. When you look on the hieroglyphs and you get into the real appeal of the Hebraic culture, you start seeing bulls. You see stuff like, you don't see no damn cow. You ain't seeing chickens and stuff like that. You don't see that. They've been splicing genes and creating genetically modified food since the early 30s and 40s, y'all. And we can't act like we don't know this. It's been ancient civilizations that still technology is way stronger than ours today. So let's quit acting like in the 30s they didn't have it all figured out. We see on the hieroglyphs, these Negroes had lamps, they had electricity, light bulbs, spaceships, pyramids getting built and all that. So let's quit sitting back here and just thinking that we the one that got the technology and got it figured out. They've been cloning niggas since the 60s. Literally. What you eating ain't real food. It's not. Simple research to show you that. A chicken is a hybrid. Straight up. It's a straight genetic crossing between a red-winged fowl and a gray-winged fowl. Yeah. Then you get your roosters and your chicks and all of that that comes down the assembly line. But these things are crossbreeds. These things are crossbreeds, y'all. And that's why it's so acidic in nature. That's why it's acidic. Most High did not create anything to be acidic. Everything the Most High created was the big hydrogen atom, the first atom that's on your periodic table chart. That's why it's called potential hydrogen. Your pH balance, the electrical magnetic spectrum. Yahweh created things to be electrical. He created things to be alkaline. If you check a chicken and the acidic ash that it leaves back after the metabolic process, it leaves back a acidic ash, not an alkaline ash. It binds to phosphorus. You see that? It don't bind to calcium. It don't bind to magnesium. It binds to nitrogen, nitrogens or your proteins. If it have a nitrogen atom to it and it binds to nitrogen, that is a protein. Nitrogen kills the kidney. Nitrogen kills the cells and sucks the cells of iron phosphate in the oxygen molecule. This is what causes cellular erosion. This is what actually irritates the mucosal membrane, and this is where mucus rush in, and then mucus actually suffocates the cell. This is where putrefaction or fungus or mold kicks in, because death is setting in. You never see mold or putrefaction or fungus unless death is around. Why? Because Most High need his atoms back. He need his hydrogen back. So what happens is mold and putrefaction and fungus sets in and it eats these things up. Then it vaporizes and go back to the I am. Next thing he know, he used these same atom molecules and he creates something different with them. All the atoms are already accounted for, family. You see that? They're already accounted for. Those are GMO seeded. Is preferred. Yeah, anything that ain't got seeds is GMO. It is. But, you know what I'm saying? Would you rather eat that or eat a GMO genetically modified neurotransmitter animal? Huh? That got some complex proteins in it that's going to shut down your kidneys and rot inside your stomach and cause all types of problems. Y'all get what I'm saying here? And I'm not running. I'm literally telling the truth here. So we hit that. We hit the emotional environment, how you emotionally connected to your environment. We talked about the cooked foods and the raw foods. We talked about how you're physically designed. You can't even adjust proteins. If you look at the human body, we don't have claws. Our intestines are way too long. You don't have the canines you need to rip and tear that flesh off. And your brain is not producing the epinephrine enough to even have the adrenaline to go run and jump on an animal and kill it alive and eat it while still breathing. You see that? So we talked about that, and then 5G. A lot of people ask about 5G and the coronavirus. I mean, they go hand in hand. I did a whole video talking about how these things was created by Robert Gallo and by Kissinger and the Rothschild family. How it was created in Fort Detrick military base in Maryland. Y'all can go back and look at the coronavirus video I did. And look, I be playing with y'all to see if y'all gonna learn. I kept calling it the coronavirus virus. Y'all remember? It ain't because I didn't know how to spell the word. I was just trying to get y'all to link carnivore, eating meat, and these viruses together. Because whenever you're a carnivore and you start eating so many meats and proteins, and now we got the 5G, that's actually these waves are going through our DNA and literally separating our skin. Anything is gonna weaken your immunological system, family. Look, check this out. Do you know what the immunological system fights against? Protein. Most of your proteins, these daily proteins, are coming from carnivores. That's why I call it the carnivore virus. I know it's called a coronavirus. I just like to put tag words out there but y'all can start really hearing me, y'all. That's all. Bone density health. Bone density. Man, that's a good one. And when you actually get into the so-called African American Negro, we have the most bone mass than any other race. So once you start seeing bone density health and bone deteriorating, remember that's where your blood is born from. Your blood is born from inside the bone marrow, the thymus gland, and then it's produced some in the spleen, but usually the spleen cleanse it out. So them the things that you're gonna have to do. You have to get your bone up, and you actually need to get your red blood count and your hemocreatinine or your hemoglobin, which is hemoglobin. That's technically, they will call it a protein. But when you look at it under a microscope, we're going to call this a simple amino acid structures. All right. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for these complex amino acid structures that take your body eons to break down and takes acid to break it down. I'm trying to keep my hydrochloric acid minimum. I don't need it activated at all, because once it's activated, it's going to start burning things. Once it start burning things, they call this inflammation. Once the inflammation comes in, they're going to call it a itis. Now what's rushing and what's falling? A lipid. A lipid is your savior. Lipid is the fatty acids, or what we call the mucosa membrane, or what we call the lymphatic system. These are lipids. And once the lipids start producing themselves too much, now you're in trouble, because it's going to suffocate your cells. Your cells have to breathe like you. The Golgi apparatus is the lungs to each individual cell in your body. You see that? The mitochondria is the digestive system of each cell in your body. The nuclei, new son of the cell, is the central command system. That's the nervous system in each cell of your body. Your body consists of 150 trillion cells. So if one cell is suffocating, then all the other cells are going to start to suffocate. Now your body is being depleted of oxygen. The moment your body be depleted of oxygen, agglomerations in cells start to break down and mutate towards each other and get stuck. They call these tumors. Microtumors or macrotumors is all called cancer. Remember, before 1980, every disease or every protein viral load was called cancer. Then in 1981, that's when they wanted to start calling it hepatitis V vaccines and HIV and AIDS and all of this arthritis. Before then, everything was called cancer, because they knew cancer was nothing but dividing, dying cells. That's what all diseases is. Dividing, dying cells. Uncontrollable cellular mitosis, or apoptosis, or the cellular death. They kill themselves because they don't have nowhere else to go. The main cause to all these things is our environment. We've been given a new environment. They took us out of the sun. Well, we need the sun. The black man and black woman need at least 2 hours of sunlight a day. That's what activates your vitamin D. That's being converted through calcium and the amino acid tyrosine. By way of what? Your parathyroid and your thyroid. That's why so many black people got thyroid problems. You're not in the sun enough. Then it strips you, and then you get a goiter or your thyroid get enlarged. Now you're not producing enough calcium. Now you're depressed. Now the metabolic changes, because the thyroid and parathyroid is the gear shift of your body and actually governs your metabolism. Now you either too skinny or you too fat and you can't lose weight, and you're wondering why. But all you had to do was be in the sun more, because you live close. We were created right on the equator in Africa, right around Israel. We are supposed to be in our environment. So since we're not in our environment, since they came and snatched us and didn't bring the sun with us, didn't bring our food with us, didn't bring our herbs with us, didn't bring our God with us, didn't bring our mathematics, our books, and didn't bring our science, and we adapted to theirs, now it's time to relearn and start bringing that stuff for ourselves. Okay, I know I can't sit in the sun in Africa, so let me just go bathe in this sun a little bit more. It's still the same sun. We just on a different side. You know what I'm saying? Dang, let me find food that originally grown in Africa before rice and beans and bean pies and stuff like that they eating in Africa now. That is acidic food full of starches that's going to break down and be into too much glucose. And glucose going to turn into diabetes. Now you got insulin problems. Now you got pancreas problems. Now you got fluke worms, malaria. All these things are associated with the liver and the pancreas. Why you think half the people that go over there and come back have malaria problems? Like, look, it's the environment. We must change our environment to truly heal ourselves. That's why you have to provide an alkaline environment for the body can really get itself back to the right health that it's supposed to be in, family. Biological warfare, germ warfare, chemical warfare. It's a lot of warfare going on, and it's being waged against my people. And I think we know that. Just look around. Look around. So everybody want to talk about the coronavirus. First thing, get your phone off all these 5Gs. Make sure you're not staying around a 5G tower, because these things are really what's causing most of your sickness, because it's breaking up you and breaking down your immunological system. Now, once your immunological system is broke down the same way AIDS do to the body, what else? Now, any small germ that comes in kills you. You see how it works? Every disease end up being AIDS. Stage 4 cancer end up being AIDS. Notice people with stage 4 cancer that's on their way out. Go check them in the hospital. What are they coughing up? Mucus. What's coming and growing out the bottom of their feet? Fungus, mushrooms. They alive growing mushrooms on their feet. You see what I'm talking? That's AIDS. What you see in the AIDS wards? What are they coughing up? Mucus. When you have the flu, when you have pneumonia, what are you coughing up? mucus. They notice, look, they've been doing biochemical warfare to attack our respiratory system for years. The coronavirus been out since 1937, y'all. That deal was not created in China. It was created right here in the Americas. I got the book on it. I got the book. With the whistleblower talking about it. With Robert Gallo and all them, how they took rhesus monkeys and took green monkeys and they took the damaged protein. Look, took the protein from these monkeys' kidneys and mixed it with parasitic organisms and then started introducing these things through us by the way of vaccinations. Then all of a sudden, all of these cancer-like diseases was created. This shit was made in the laboratory, y'all. Straight up. It was created in the laboratory. It ain't so far-fetched. Just start doing real research. Let's start doing real research. All right, damn, mushrooms. They would, hold on, what they say? Damn, mushrooms, that would creeping me the hell out. Mushrooms. Now, let's get into the mushrooms. You have certain mushrooms that's simply a mold and a fungus. Then you got other mushrooms that shouldn't even be called a mushroom. That's not a fungus or a mold at all. That's actually an alkaline. It's an alkaloid. Portobello mushrooms. That's a part of the electricity network. And it still have to go through seed sporing. So that's not a fungus at all. It's very alkaline. I love portobello mushrooms. And whoever bring the science, we can do a quick little debate over that. You ain't got it, you won't win it. Because one thing we do is study and we in the laboratories and we researching, y'all. The Rona is a book these heathens keep trying. Yeah, man. The carnivorous virus is what I call it. But the coronavirus, it's a whole thing. Like, you got something called the zoster family. These are all the herpes families. Herpes epidermis, itchy elbow, eczema, psoriasis, HSV1, HSV2, smallpox, chickenpox, shingles. All these things are part of the zoster family. That's the herpes family. It's over 108 strands and over 18 confirmed now. Over 18 of that 108 strands, humans are susceptible to them. The other one out of that 108, all the rest of them are for animals. Well, the same thing for the coronavirus. Over the coronavirus, you have over 18 different strands of the coronavirus. 7 of the coronaviruses are susceptible to human beings. The other out of the 18 came from animals. What they're doing is they're trying to splice your genes and mix you with animals and freaking robots, making humanoids out of us. Taking proteins and taking deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA from different species and mixing it with your DNA by way of parasiticals, and then you get diseases from them. It's the oldest trick in the game. Create a disease to the number one consumers and customers of the earth and then sell them the damn vaccination. They've been doing it. They've been doing it. How you think Bill Gates, look, Bill Gates already had the vaccination 30 years before the damn thing even went public in China. How you think they got it? Like, we just got to start thinking here, man. We be doing too much listening and Googling and watching everybody on Facebook panicking, people running to stores, buying all this damn tissue to wipe your butt with. But we go to the stores, Whole Foods is still stocked up. It's fruits and that everything to build the immunological system, to build up the respiratory system, because that's what the coronavirus does. It attacks the respiratory system, just as the same as 5G attacks the respiratory system. Instead of building up the respiratory system, we buying more proteins, more meats. You see that? We buying canned foods. We buying bread, which is full of yeast. That's going to give you more fungus and mold. That's going to mess with your respiratory system more. Dairy products. And all the raw fruits and vegetables are still there. What sense does that make? I'd rather you go on a 30-day water fast. Like, our people is crazy, man. And look, I don't even blame us. I don't blame us. Look what happened. We've been taught by different people for so many years. We've been hoodwinked. We are very unlearned and we are very stupid as a collective whole. And that's why I thank Yahweh that it's people like me and people like Patrick Dowles and people like Dr. Sabi, NehemiYAH, and just all true healers, not these fake-alikes out here faking, acting like they true herbalists and they true healings and don't have no receipts of healing testimonies. But real people that's bringing that raw, uncut truth to the people. We need people like that. We need Malaki Maccabees. We need these people because these are the people that are reconstructing the mind frame that our oppressors done put on us for so many years. It's people that actually think buying blue top milk is healthy because it got a blue top. Because it's different from the red top. You still drinking animal pus from the titty of a cow that's not even real. Huh? I'm going to eat the white meat of the chicken. I ain't going to eat the red meat. You still eating a foreign protein that your body was not genetically manifested to eat. All we have to do is start thinking simplistically. We making this too hard, y'all. I walk upright because I can pick fruits from trees. Animals walk down for they can eat fruits from ground and vegetables that grow from the ground. Why do a baby crawl before it walks? Huh? Why? Because it needs to be low to the ground to get all the bacteria from the ground to help build up the immunological system. Notice how, sit back and just think why we created the way we created, why we start off crawling, then why we start walking, why do we have arms to expand and other animals don't, and then start looking at food. Start looking at food. Look at how long it takes to digest, and it start making all the sense in the world. But we too busy having other people teach us, and we not teaching ourselves. It's simple. Change your environment, family. If you truly want to heal, you're going to have to try your hardest to recreate Israel, to recreate Jerusalem, recreate Africa, that true Africa environment. And get more sunlight, fruit, veggies, melons, and nuts. You see what I'm saying? Drinking alkaline spring water, natural. Bamboo shoots, garbanzo beans, quinoa, all these natural things, dandelion greens. Do you know gorillas love this stuff? They eat it raw, of course, but you can even still cook the stuff and you won't destroy the vitality of it. Now, will the electricity lower itself on the spectrum? Yes, it will, but it's still going to be hydrogen. The potential hydrogen is still going to be positive. It's still going to be over that 7 neutral mark. It's still going to be alkaline, family. And that's how we're able to cook our herbs. That's how we're able to put alcohol grain in our herbs and make tinctures. That's how we're able to put our herbs on the stove and make tea infusions. That's how we're able to put our herbs on the stove and make tonics. That's how we're able to put our herbs inside of these grinders and grind it up to pulps and put it in capsules. That's why we're able to smudge our herbs and you still heal from them, because you cannot destroy energy. It only can be transferred. Only can be transferred. So when everybody want to talk about the cook versus raw thing, I mean, I'm not too big of a debate from it. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as it's alkaline, it's alkaline. Now, if you want to cleanse faster, go raw with it because the electricity is higher. But it's impossible to destroy what God created unless you add something you created to it. Other than that, you can't even destroy what Yahweh have created. You see that? All right, y'all got any questions? I'm opening up the floor. Y'all got any questions? And remember, the immune system is what was created to fight off proteins. So the more proteins you eat, the weaker your immune system get. All right? That's right, Mark Tops. I love them both too. I love raw and I love me some alkaline food, boy. Straight up. I love them. Love them. I just had me some alkaline empanadas. I think that's what you call them. Yesterday, I had some alkaline pizza from Spelt Bread. You know what I'm saying? Had some avocado on them deals. The day before that, like, I love alkaline food. I'm an alkaline eater. I don't eat. If it ain't alkaline, I'm not eating it. If it ain't alkaline or raw, I ain't gonna even eat it anyway. So, all right. So look, I'm gonna start answering a few questions. And this wasn't even supposed to be my topic today, but I did a prayer with my brother and them, so I just wanted to fire off on something real quick, and then hopefully Thursday I'll be back up and actually talk about what I wanted to talk about today. My toddler have parasites. Mimi, if your toddler have parasites, matter of fact, how old is the toddler? 2? Put them on all fruits. No vegetables, no nothing. All fruits. Mainly on sour raw fruits like green apples. That'll pull. And then get with me and get my parasite elimination. And what you can do is just look at my instructions and give it according to its weights, and let's get them parasitics up out of them. That's what Dr. Sebi said. You can still cook them. Yeah, John Curtis, it's the truth. It's the truth. You can still cook them. You can. Dr. Sebi wasn't lying about that. You can't destroy energy. If it's alkaline, it's alkaline. No matter if you grind it up to a pulp, no matter if you add alcohol grain to it, no matter if you boil it, cook it. I do all that to my herbs, and the herbs that Yahweh then blessed me with straight been healing every disease known to mankind. So, and we got receipts and testimonies and paper and diagnostic sheets proving so. We got receipts. We got receipts, family. So you can't knock evidence. That's all I'm saying. See, a lot of Negroes be talking and want to be intelligent, but you can't knock evidence, though. You can't knock the receipts. Why? Hold on, where I'm at. Y'all moving so fast. What's the best thing for toddlers' immunity and best herb for toddlers, even if they aren't sick? Sea moss, bladderwrack, most definitely purple sea moss, most definitely purple bladderwrack. Purple sea moss, purple bladderwrack, my superfood plus, and my children vitamins. Elderberry flour, y'all. Okay, elderberry flour. The actual whole berry is very good. You know what I'm saying? But it's actually the flour that has all the purifying mechanisms to them. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can make a hell of a tonic when you mix them together and infuse them. And not only that, put elderberry. Let's write this down, y'all. We are gonna use whole parts. Just use whole parts, or do them in 2 ounces each. Get 2 ounces of raw elderberry flowers. Get 2 ounces of raw elderberries. Right after that, get 1 ounce of dose flakes. Get 1 ounce of sea moss flakes and 1 ounce of bladderwrack flakes. All right. Now you're gonna get a 1/4 tablespoon of chaparral leaf, and put them deals in a pot. You're going to fill your pot up to about 16 ounces of water. You're going to turn it on, let it boil for 2 minutes. After it boils for 2 minutes, turn that deal down to a simmer. Let it simmer for 25 minutes. After it get done simmering, mix it all together and strain it. After you strain that deal, you're going to put a little bit, either some grade B, 100% maple syrup, or some 100% raw agave. Put a few teaspoons of that in there, mix it up real good, save the herbs because you can reuse them. Especially if you buy them from me. You can reuse them 5 times before you throw them in the grass. Put them deals in the refrigerator, let that cool down, get that to your babies. It's going to taste good, and that will rebuild that immunological system very well. Very quick and very fast, y'all. You see that? I just gave y'all a whole recipe by parts, by the ounces and everything. Use that. That's very, very good for them. That'll build up their immunological system. Some elderberry, some dose flakes, some kelp flakes, some sea moss, some raw chaparral, just a little bit of that, because you don't want to cleanse them toddlers' blood too fast. You know what I'm saying? Because a toddler blood, it literally sits between a 7.5 and a 7.6. When you get older, your blood pH, your potential hydrogen, supposed to be at a 7.4. If it go any lower than 7.3, you're gonna die. But you don't want to pour too much on it though. And that'll really, really bring them up. All right, who else we got here? Y'all know y'all be asking some questions. My rib having a little bleeding from the butt. And what can she do? It depends on, is she passing the parasite, or is she using the bathroom too much? Because bleeding comes from the rectum over a lot of things. Because if you actually get into the stomach, the digestive system, the whole mucosa membrane actually outlines that from your mouth, going through your esophagus all the way down into your stomach, well, your cardiac sphincter to your stomach. Then you go out into the duodenum. The duodenum goes into the jejulum. The jejulum comes into the ileum valves. And then you have another valve right there, and you go into the cecum. You go up the ascending colon, then you go to the transverse colon. Now, this is where bleeding most starts coming from. The transverse colon goes like this, and then it goes down into the descending colon. You see a lot of bleeding emerging from there, from proteins that was bypassed by the hydrochloric acid of the stomach. These things end up in the kidneys and cause a lot of problems. Now, what happens is, once it gets down into that ascending colon, it starts going around the sigmoid colon. The sigmoid colon is connected to the rectum. So any type of too much pooping, too many fibers in the food, not enough fiber from the food. I mean, anything, especially if them veins inside of that anus start flipping themselves into hemorrhoids. You can have inverse hemorrhoids, where the hemorrhoids is on the inside of your anus and not on the outside. And certain turds come through there and rip that, and you can bleed from that. Parasitics love leeching on the wall of that sigmoid colon. You can get bleeding from that. I mean, any of that. But if you're constantly bleeding and it's not healing, that's a pituitary problem, because your pituitary gland actually fluctuate any type of blood flow or lipid or water retention inside your body. any type. So what I would do was I'll put her on a parasite elimination. I most definitely check her fibers. If she's not getting enough, get them fibers up a little bit. Make sure she eat a lot of apple skins. Eat the apples and keep the skins, and then grind them up real good and put them on top of some salads or stuff like that. Black walnut hull. You know what I'm saying? Actually grunch up the hulls and use that. Flakes, Dose flakes are very good for that. Just to strengthen up her poop and make sure her poop ain't being too hard or it ain't too runny. If she's still bleeding after that, be looking at a parasite. If it's still bleeding after that, straight go to the doctor and get some blood work, because we might have some uncontrollable mitosis cells going down there, and be looking for like things like rectum mitosis, what they call rectum cancer and stuff like that. So just look out for that. Do what I just told you to do. If she's still bleeding after that, bro, man, you talk a lot, so get at me. You know what I mean? What else we got? What can I do for heart palpitations? I'm a nursing mom. Whenever your heart's doing that, that means you're either getting too much oxygen to the heart or not enough oxygen to the heart. Dealing that we are black people, it's not enough oxygen. So you need to bring your hemoglobin up. You need to bring your iron account up, and you need to get you on some hawthorn berries. Hawthorn berries and bugleweed and some hydrangea root. Mix that up. Hawthorn berries, bugleweed, hydrangea root, and even get you some dill. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use all equal parts of these. Again, we're going to do 10 infusions because these are the simplest things to make. Get you some bugleweed, use 2 ounces of that. Get you 4 ounces of that hawthorn berry, 4 ounces of organic hawthorn berry. If you can find it from Africa, find it even from, well, they shut down Europe. You can't buy enough from Europe because they got some good stuff in Europe too. I do a lot of testing of they herbs, man. They got a lot of alkaline herbs out there too. Get you 4 ounces of hawthorn berry, and then you're gonna get you 2 ounces of dill. You put that all in a pot. Make sure your pots is glass, y'all, because you don't want nothing leaching off into your food, especially like lectins and stuff like that, and arsenic and stuff like that. All right, you're gonna do 16 ounces of water, and you're gonna boil it down. Now, for this, let it sit. Let this sit for at least 30 minutes before you can get all of that potency in there. Once you let it sit in that water, that 16 ounce of water, turn that deal on. You're gonna bring it to a boil. Let it boil for 5 minutes, not 2, like I just told you about the other thing. Because with them hawthorn berries, the shell on there is so hard, and then it got that nightshade like them goji berries. So you gotta get them lectins up. You gotta burn them out, and then you're gonna bring all of that phytonutrients to that pot. So let it boil for 5 minutes, and then after that, turn it on simmer. Let it simmer for 30 minutes. And then what you're going to do, you're not going to sweeten this up. You're going to drink it as is. So you're going to strain it, let it cool down. You should be left with about 8 or 9 ounces of a glass cup of infusion. Drink it down. Remember, put them used herbs you just use in that pot, put them in a glass, stick it in the refrigerator, because you can use that 5 times, especially if you get herbs from me. You can use about 5 to 6 times before you got to throw it out, because all the herbs we get, man, we do a lot of research, a lot of laboratory studies on them. We make sure that it's the most potent that you can get, and that's why we getting so many healing testimonies, because the herbs are potent, and the way, the ratio, and how we put the compounds together is like some straight, man, I ain't gonna say evil scientists, I'm gonna say righteous scientist type stuff. And that's what you do. That'll clear out them heart palpitations. You just need to bring more oxygen to their heart, and you need to strengthen up your iron. Strengthen up your iron. Get you like some guaco leaves. Get you some sarsaparilla. Get you some burdock root, some lamb quarters, some dandelion greens. I mean, anything that's full of iron phosphate and iron fluorine to get more oxygen to the blood, and then that oxygen through the blood is gonna go straight through that heart. All right. What I need to clean my stomach out. My brother, my parasite elimination and my 3 bitters. That'll cleanse you out very well, my brother. That'll cleanse you out very well. My parasite elimination, my digestive restoration, and my 3 bitters. You want to cleanse that stomach? I guarantee you lose 4 pounds within a week. Straight up, all gut. You be pooping out some meat that's been in your system for months. Pooping out muconoid plaque that's been in your system for years. Pooping out stuff that you ate when you were 7. That's how messed up and damaging the food we are is. It don't even leave your body. Just stay inside your body and turn it to muconoid plaque. All right. Okay. What are some good reads for learning all this stuff? My book I'm working on, man. I mean, I can suggest a few books to you. I'll go get a few books. Hold on. I'm at my desk right now. Let me go get a few books. Hold on. Let's see what I got for y'all. Give me 1 second, family. And I got something for a good start. I don't hold no knowledge to myself. I love spreading. All right, so we got this right here. This the Handbook of African Medicinal and Medical Plants. Make sure y'all check that out. That's by Maurice M. Iwu. I think he's from the Kikuyu tribe. He is Israelite, Hebrew. Check this out. Full of good African herbs. You know what I'm saying? Very good. Y'all cop that. Another good one. This is called How to Get Well. All right. How to Get Well. This is by Pablo Arreola, a Mexican. Y'all get that? This got some daggers in it as well. Y'all see I got all yellow markers in here. I read a book a day, so you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about how to heal from alcoholism. This talk about basically most of the viruses that was created in laboratories and stuff like that. Y'all see I got pen markers and stuff in here. This is called Emergent Viruses, AIDS and Ebola, Nature, Accident, or Intentional, which it was intentional. It's by Leonard. This is actually a medical doctor. He's a whistleblower. I got a whole section of books of just whistleblowers that's exposing these damn devils. All right, y'all make sure y'all cop that. This is another good one. Nutricide by Dr. Lilela Africa. And this is talk about basically how a lot of these vaccinations and what they're doing to the food is messing with the children and messing with their psychological processes and a lot of good stuff like that. Very good info. Very good info. This is one called Immune Restoration Handbook. And it gets into the immunological system. I mean, this is a real good book too. Full of daggers as well. Full of daggers. I love this too. And you got to chew the meat to spit the bones, because a lot of these books are based off of Caucasians. You are not a Caucasian. Your body is genetically made different from them. They are eukaryotic cells. You're a single cell organism. So, you know, chew the meat, spit the bones. And then last but not least, one of my favorites, y'all. This is called The Body Electric. This is by another doctor, Robert O. Becker, MD, and Gary. Man, The Body Electric. All right, so look, y'all cop these. It ain't no thing. I always share information with y'all. And then I'm working on a book right now called The Manifestation, God is in the Flesh. That's going to be amazing, y'all. Amazing. I can't wait till it's out. I'm trying to have it out around my birthday. So that's going to be deep. And we get real spiritual. We get real physical in there. We got a lot of sources. And I mean, it's some never heard before information straight up. So that's going to be real good. All right. What else we got? Okay, what are some good reads? All right, I answered that for you, 814 Pamela. All right, Damira, let's see what you said. I need to know about probiotics and live probiotics. So probiotics, because antibiotics just mean against life. Bio means life, anti means against. Pro means you for, and it helps promote. My three bitters. My three bitters are very good probiotics because you get the biobifidum bacteria in them. Three bitters all day. My three bitters are my four elements, but the three bitters is crucial when it comes to probiotics. So give my three bitters, Queen. What's the best thing for Tyler's immunity and best herbs for Tyler's? Even when I answered that, I just ordered week 1 and 2. Looking forward to the new hallelujah, GMR, man. That is going to do you good. HSV2. Anybody ask for HSV2? I did a video on that talking about these lying-ass doctors. If you want to hear about herpes, go to that video. When is your book coming out? I'm looking towards my birthday, July 11th. I'm trying to have it done on July 11th, but I don't want to make no promises. So, but I'm trying to have it done around then. Or the three bitters on back order right now because they're taking your herbs. Hold on. Where did it even go? Y'all asking so many questions. I don't even know what it. Okay. Or the three bitters on back order right now because of all the import shit. Now, look, I'm glad you asked that. Man, so we've been having a problem with that. A lot of herbs is showing up today. I've been waiting on my bladder rack for damn near a month. You know what I'm saying? For damn near a month. My brother Not See, the bladder rack made it. I'm shipping that off tomorrow. But man, I ordered literally like 100 pounds of bladder wrap. Boy, it just came in. They shipped it in different packages. You can tell where they ripped the packages open to see what was in them, and I had to throw them away. You know, heathens ripping open your pack. I had to throw a lot of it away, but we got about a good 50 pounds in a day. So the bladder wrap is here. But yeah, it has been affecting a few things. It really have. So I'm gonna keep it honest with that. But I mean, if y'all seen my laboratory, I got so many herbs, sir. So many herbs. So they can never stop us. They can never stop us. But yeah, it have been slowing down the process a little bit. And I'm glad you said that. So for those who are ordering, make sure y'all are patient with your brother. You know what I'm saying? There's only one me, and my team is limited. It ain't like it's 100 of us, and we working sun up to sundown to get things out to y'all. How much water can a dialysis person drink while taking the herbs? Me, I would not recommend 64 ounces. I say for real, keep it at 45 ounces a day, and even watch that water retention, because I say keep it around 45 a day. You know what I'm saying? And make sure it's spring. If you can't find spring, do distill. But you got to watch out for that though. How can you cleanse your body while nursing? You can cleanse your body while nursing, but you got to make sure that you're using things that's not going to hurt the baby. Now, know whenever you cleanse your body, that detoxification mechanism is going to go into the baby. So while you detoxing, the baby's going to be drinking the herbs that's in you too and detoxing as well. And we actually had a few cases like that where the baby was too young to actually take the herbs, like straight infant stage. And we actually detox the mama for the baby can receive the detoxification through the breast milk, because a conversion have to take place there. You know what I'm saying? But they most definitely have to be monitored, and they most definitely have to book a consultation, and we got to have everything down for that. All right, what else we got? Hold on, y'all be asking all these questions, and y'all. Will the 3 bitters help lung cancer? Yes, it will. It will help. Yeah, most definitely. The 3 bitters will help anything. That's the all around. Them 3 bitters, I'm telling you. My 3 bitters taking over the world, family. For real. Straight up. All right. How can I cleanse the body by alerts? I answered that. All right. How much water? I answered that. I'm taking black seed oil detox. Is that good? Black seed oil is amazing. Black seed oil is amazing, especially if you're drinking a good source of it. How do I get my hemoglobin up? You get your hemoglobin up by bringing your iron up, your iron intake, your iron phosphate. What you can do is get my iron phosphate off my website. That'll bring your hemoglobin up. Shalonda. I'm in St. Louis. Is there anywhere to get my order quicker? Roy King Jackson. Not for real. We do everything offline and shipping, and I'm always out of town. So not really. You know what I'm saying? Why when I eat fruits, it's sensitive to my teeth? That's because you're actually eating natural fruit sugars, and sugars is bad. Whether it's a good sugar or a bad sugar, once you've been eating unhealthy all your life, them good sugars will kind of feel an acid breakdown, but that's just the sugars cleaning the acid off your teeth. Once that acid gone, it'll actually rebuild the enamel of your teeth back. But anytime somebody switch and start eating fruit, that it always says to their teeth, that means you're losing bone. Your bone density is you need to bring that up. You need more calcium and magnesium inside your body to get that enamel strong again. That way them nerves, because them fruits and them sugars is on them nerve endings. That's what you're feeling. I want to get some herbs. Do you recommend getting blood work first? It doesn't matter. CC, it don't matter, but I do love the blood work. I do love blood work. Well, the 3 bitters, I answer that. How much I answer that? July 6th, my guy. Because that's what I'm talking about, Christopher. All right, family. Look, I hope I was able to answer a lot of y'all questions. I love y'all indeed in truth. I will be back up most high willing Thursday to talk about what I really wanted to talk about. Again, I love y'all. If y'all needed to rap with me, get on my website, book a consultation. The staff will reach out to y'all and get that in play. I hope this video was very, very edifying to y'all. And look, take heed and quit letting them scare us and put all these fear tactics on us. And remember, your environment is the main important thing that you need to be thinking about while healing. And guess what's a part of your environment? Your God. You know what I'm saying? We are spiritual people. We cannot talk about healing or talk about herb to talk about plant and talk about a people and not mention their God. We are a spiritual people, one of the most spiritual influenced people on this planet. Remember that. Remember that. All right. Shalom, shalom, family. Love y'all indeed in the truth. Peace.